Wow. 90 degrees in here? That's insane. What the hell? 81. Now it's stuck at 81. That's weird. Keeps showing 81. That's not possible. Yeah. It is 68 degrees in Boston right now. It has been below 70 degrees for over 48 hours starting on Sunday evening. The temperatures went from being in the high 80s, low 90s to being 67 degrees, and it has been 67 degrees for over 48 hours now. I just called the Greenville group at 1 o'clock, which was 10 minutes ago, to report the fact that over the last hour and a half, they have failed to turn the heat down in spite of a voicemail I left them at 11:30 this morning. They are criminally negligent slumlords who have an extensive history of failing and refusing to fix the heating issues in this building. So when it's like 15 degrees Fahrenheit outside and it's freezing and the pipes are about to burst, they have no heat in this building. When it's like 90 degrees outside, then they turn the heat on. It is close to 70 degrees right now. There's no reason for the heat to be on in this building, but the heat has been on for 16 hours now since last night. I got back and it was hot in here. I opened the windows. The hallway was hot. You give it a few hours, to go down, right? When it's 68 degrees outside, you think that the external temperatures will cause the temperature inside the building to go down. Well, instead, the temperatures in the building actually went up. And I measured the temperature in the hallway at 85 degrees an hour and a half ago, which means the heat is on. It's not possible for the temperatures outside in Boston to be below 70 degrees for 2 days, but have the heat in the hallway be naturally at 85 degrees constantly for 2 days. No, it doesn't happen that way, especially when I have my window open constantly and the air conditioner is blasting. So the air conditioner has been cranking for days, not just for the last few hours, but for days. And I have to keep the window open because there's a violent sex offender psycho pig directly below in 76 who has been violently slamming and banging things below my bed repeatedly since late last night. At around 12:45 a.m. this past night, I made a video about how the violent psycho thug in 76 started repeatedly hitting the area below my bed with some kind of a broomstick or a rod while I was quietly lying on my bed falling asleep. And literally a minute later, the fire alarm for the entire building was set off and 2 fire trucks showed up at 1 o'clock. The fire alarm went off for 20 minutes before any of the fire trucks showed up because the fire department are probably aware that when the fire alarm for this entire building goes off, it's probably the sick and twisted hacker and sex offender in 76, a psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry, who Oleg Eliseyev, the property manager, has bragged about in terms of her hacking abilities. And not only has Irizarry bragged about her hacking abilities and evidently hacks into thermostats and heating systems and air conditioners, but she can also set off the fire alarm and has done so multiple times over the last few years, each time violently slamming and banging things directly below my bed just before the fire alarm went off. And it's usually late at night when I'm lying on my bed trying to sleep. She has this psychotic thing for pulling fire alarms or setting them off somehow. I don't even think she has to pull them. She could probably just hack into it somehow. I mean, that's what she's doing with the heating system. So again, back to the heat. The Greenville group refuses to answer their phone during normal business hours, at least when I call. I just called 10 minutes ago. They did answer their phone. I informed them that a digital thermometer reading was taken in the hallway an hour ago where the temperature was 85 degrees and the heat was obviously on. Their response was, "Oh, okay, we'll let maintenance know." So if they don't turn the heat down on this floor by mid-afternoon, it is right now 82 degrees. With the window wide open, it's almost 83. Do you see that? 82.8. That's just about 83 degrees. That's a code violation, especially since I have the window wide open and verifiably the temperatures in Boston are below 70 degrees. This means the heat is on. I also have the air conditioner cranking, and this alone should be able to turn the heat and the temperature in this unit down to what it is outside. So when there's a 20-degree difference between the temperatures outside and the temperatures inside, when it's cold or cool outside and it's blazing hot in here, then obviously the heat is on. You can't have a 20-degree temperature differential going into a forced situation. So when it's cold outside, it should be equally cold inside unless you have the heat on. The Greenville group has the heat on. It's not possible for the heat to be blasting throughout this fourth floor for 2 days when it is cool outside, right? 68 degrees is cool. It's comfortable. It's cool. You don't have to have the heat on. But when the heat is 85 degrees inside, obviously the heat is on. Digital thermometers don't lie, and mine has been calibrated to 1 degree difference of what the external Boston temperatures are at any given moment and on any given day, unless the heat in here is blasting, and then it accurately records what the heat in here is. And right now it's almost 83 degrees, which is a code violation, according to the Inspectional Services Department. 82.0, 82.4. It was 82.9 a minute ago.